We're here for our weekly softball press conference with head coach Clarissa Crowell. Coach, after a tough weekend, what are your takeaways from the weekend series at Ball State?
Yeah, obviously not a very good weekend for our team. We're all disappointed in the results. And, we went down there and we knew that Ball State was going to be a good team. And honestly, in my opinion, they were the better team this weekend. When you look at the stats, they outpitched us. They played better defense, and they swung the bats better than we did. And anytime a team beats you in all three aspects of the game, it's really hard to win. And even with that, when you look at Game 1 and Game 2, we had opportunities to win. We went into the seventh inning with leads, and unfortunately, we just weren't able to close. Anytime your team has a weekend like we had, as a head coach, I have to ask myself, okay, what went on? You're trying to figure things out. And ultimately, after thinking about this weekend, it falls on me. And I've got to do a better job of making sure that our athletes are better prepared. I have to do a better job of making sure that they're making in-game adjustments. And I think back about some of the tactical and in-game decisions that I made, and I feel as if I could have done a better job. But in times of failure, in times of adversity, our kids know this, our team knows this, our coaching staff knows this. We're not going to make excuses. We're going to learn from our mistakes, and we're going to get 1% better. And that's what we plan on doing this week. And but yeah, we can't dwell on it. I can't dwell on it. My coaching staff can't dwell on it, and our student athletes definitely can't dwell on it. And when we left Muncie yesterday, I told them that this was just one series, and yeah, it wasn't our best weekend, but even great teams have bad games. And, I still believe that our team is just as great of a team as we were a week ago. We just didn't play very well this weekend, but I know that they're going to be ready to go today at practice.
All right. So how does that quick turnaround in games affect your team's preparation for Bowling Green?
Yeah, so honestly, I think it's the best thing for our team, and I think the fact that we've got to get back to work today because we play BG tomorrow, I think that works in our advantage. And anytime you lose a game, I always think that the best remedy is to get back out there and compete. And it starts with our coaching staff, because as coaches, I think sometimes we may take losses a lot harder than our kids because we know that it's our job to get them prepared and things like that. But, we got off the bus yesterday from our Ball State trip. My coaching staff and I, we got right back to work, came into the office and started preparing for BG so that we can make sure that our kids, when they come to practice today, that we can get them prepared. So nothing's really going to change. It is a quick turnaround. But again, I think it's the best cure for us right now to get over that Ball State series is we've got to come to practice today ready to go and start thinking about Bowling Green.
So what are your expectations for Tuesday's doubleheader at Bowling Green?
Right. First and foremost, I expect our team to come out there and play Miami softball. And I expect them to come out there. I expect them to play hard. I expect them to play with a lot of energy. I expect them to be relentless with their mindset. And I expect them to find a way to be that team that we were a week ago. So, and our kids know this. Even though we're game planning and we're prepping for our opponent, they know that ultimately it starts with who we are as a team and what we bring to the game. And, our team has been playing extremely well before this past series. And I know that the series this weekend, I know it hurt them a little bit. And what I told them yesterday is I said, you guys need to go home, relax, not think about softball, and be ready to get back to the team that we were a week ago. And I know that that's the team that's going to show up in BG, because if that team shows up, we're going to be a hard team to beat. And the one thing that, and I'm going to tell our student athletes this today, the one thing that I know is because of our success last year and what we were able to do, we're going to get every team's best game. And that's what Ball State showed us this past weekend. Every time we put on our uniform and we walk out on that field, we're going to get their best game. So that's what we're going to see in Bowling Green. So with Bowling Green, they're a very good team. They're hitting the ball well. They're running. You know, they've got a couple of kids at the top of the lineup that run well, have some stolen bases. Their 3 and 4 hole hitter are doing a good job, especially their 4 hole hitter in Chelsea Raker. She's shown in the past that she's a very good hitter. And as far as their pitching, they've got 2 pitchers that are throwing the ball majority of the time with their lefty, Brooke Parker, who we are familiar with because we faced her last year. They have a transfer in Meredith Miller, who is a righty, who's also been pretty successful for them. And, you know, they're fielding the ball fairly well right now. They've had some good wins. They beat Northern Illinois, who's a very good team in our conference. This past week I think they scored 11 runs, which is a lot because Northern had a very good pitcher throwing. They beat Central Michigan the weekend before. They've got good wins on the year with Western Kentucky and a very good win against an Oklahoma State team who's a great team out of the Big 12. So I expect, again, our kids to come out there and play Miami softball, but I expect if that team shows up that it's going to be a good series for us.
Looking ahead to the weekend, Toledo's the opponent for the weekend series. So what do you expect from the Rockets?
Yeah, really hard for us to even think about Toledo because tomorrow's series is extremely important. But just kind of looking at what they've done throughout the year, you know, they're doing a good job. And first off, I think that their coaching staff does an extremely good job. I have a lot of respect for that staff. And traditionally, Toledo hits the ball. And when I think about our series last year, it was a high-scoring game. So, you know, they're swinging the bats fairly well right now. They've got a lot of kids that have got some innings for them. And I look at their defense, and actually they're fielding the ball really well right now. So they're coming off. They've got a lot of momentum going into this week. They just swept Buffalo, which, as we all know, anytime you sweep a team, it's a good weekend. So I expect, like I said about BG and every team that we're going to play, I expect Toledo to come out and give us their best game.
Thank you, Coach, and good luck this week.
Thank you.